Whew. What's up, guys? It is bright out here and I forgot my sunglasses. Welcome back to Veteran Revivals. I'm Art, your veteran idiot. This here is Earl. That's Private Pile. We're not messing with him today. And we got Scrappy over here. Not messing with him either. He doesn't need anything. Runs great, drives great. Perfect. That's Doc. He's always curious and hungry. He's probably already finished his food and he wants me to throw another bale. Not happening, buddy. Now he looks sad and I feel bad. Anywho, we got a lot of work to do today. We got to get ready for the Hot Rod Power Tour. It's coming up next month. Got a lot of stuff I need to do to this truck. The seals on the doors are all bad. They're crushed, old dry rot. You can see air, sunlight between everything in here. So we're going to replace those, and also the seals on the sail windows. We're going to replace all those. You can see sunlight through them, as evidenced by right there. You can see it. But we also need to straighten the steering wheel. I got a new hinge for the hood. We're going to throw that on as well. I'll show you why it needs a new hinge. Need to pull all the wheels off, all the drums, and check the brakes and adjust the brakes and throw it all back together. Grease everything. Fix the seat. Yeah, we got to fix the seat. The right hand side slider doesn't latch, and so the wife slides forward and backwards when we're coming to a stop and when I take off, so we need to fix that so she'll have a more comfortable ride, also safer. So let's go ahead and jump into all this business. Need to move Earl over here over into the shade because the sun is yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. Oh boy. Oh, also need to pull off this trailer brake controller. It's hanging on for dear life down here and it does nothing at all. So you still got like 4 hours until I hang another bag. Good old cold start. Oh yeah. I absolutely love the way a 460 fires up. It's very aggressive. Wow. The whole truck shakes and then it levels out. Yeah, there's not really anything else that needs to be done in here for the trip other than the seat, getting rid of that brake controller and all the seals. LMC did not send everything I ordered, so the runs for the window did not show up. We'll give them a call and get them at another date, but we can actually do the sail windows and we can do the door seals and all that business today. And then we need to jump on the trailer. That's the next big thing that needs to be done. Jump on that, get that cleaned up and painted. It's gonna be a busy next couple days, I believe, but we'll get it done. All right, so I got all the seals laying out here in the sun. Try and soften them up a little bit. They're actually pretty soft already, but it doesn't hurt anything to get it nice and warm as well. These are for the sail windows themselves. They go around the outside of the front portion of the sail window. So that should be interesting to put those in. It doesn't go on the glass itself, it goes in the door. But the other one is like glued in there, so we'll see when we get to that point. And then these go on the back side to seal where the window comes back against the door itself and hinge. Let me show you what's going on with this guy. So going up, everything's fine. It goes up perfectly. It's when you go to come down, see how that one stays put? This one is completely detached from this pin here, this center pin. It's going to be hard to see. You might not be able to see it at all. But right there at that pivot point, it's completely detached. And I can't get it to pop back in. So we're going to replace that hinge. That way I can close this hood without worrying about damaging it any further than it already has. Those of you who don't know anything about Earl, this is my 460 swapped 66 F250 flatbed, 2-wheel drive. It's got a Dana it's a Ford 10 1/4 in the rear. And we threw in some I don't remember what gears we threw in it. I believe it's 350s in there somewhere. Went from 410s down to those. It's the lowest we could get, so we tossed those in to get some highway gear on it. It's got a C6 transmission. So at about 65, 70 mile an hour, you're at 2,800 RPM, which is kind of a lot for this 460, but that's all right. Cold case radiator, this is our second one. We're working on our third one because this one's got a small leak at the bottom. Have to keep filling that reservoir over there. But it's just straight manifolds right now to 40s or 50 series Flowmasters. Maybe we'll get headers and heads at some point, but it's completely stock 460 bottom end from a RV, except for the YN intake manifold and the Sniper 2. We also swapped in the gas tank from the motorhome, and that guy is in there. It's a 40-gallon tank, goes all the way back here. It's like a school bus tank, so we got some mileage. Took out the tank behind the seat because, well, we don't want to die in a crash. So we got room back there now. We can store some stuff. And this is the issue with the seat I was talking about. We need this to get a spring so it latches. That'll be an easy fix, not worried about it. But let's go ahead and jump on these seals and get this guy rolling. First things first, we gotta rip off all these old seals. Some of it's glued, some of it has actual push pins. So there's gonna be a lot of scraping. Unfortunately, we'll go ahead and rip what we can off. That's actually coming off nice and easy. Except for right here. It's extra glued up here. Oh. These seals are really old, like really old. Might possibly be original, maybe, I don't know. Probably not original, but really old. Ugh, son of a biscuit. All right, I'm gonna keep scraping on this, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so all the gas is scraped off around the outside. Now we need to start ripping this apart before we put the outside gasket on. So once you set the outside gasket, you want to close the door and leave it closed for a while. So we'll get this squared away here, rip this out, rip out this inside seal, and yeah, we'll do that first. It's all scraped off all the way around. Pulled out the sail window, replaced these seals here. The pin here actually broke, so this is not mounted in, it's just pushed in to hold the gasket right now. And I don't want to replace these gaskets until I get this window run in, so this is as good as it's going to get for right now. The pin is on the way, the window run gasket is on the way as well, so we'll get that stuff in after. But right now I'm going to run and we're going to grab some seal, some adhesive for the seal, and then we're going to put the seal on and close the door and leave it for a long time while we wait for the parts to show up, and we'll start working on that one over there. So I'm going to run to the store real quick. It's getting warm out in these desert conditions, so I think we'll take Scrappy. It's got AC. Quarter horses love Mustangs, right? Not too sure about the thing I'm holding in my hand. Oh wow. It is warm in here. The keys are so hot I can barely touch them. Good to have these. Oh, all right. I'm back.
I put some rivets in here, took the screws that were in there out, put some rivets because they were rubbing on the cab here, and then shaved them down with a grinder to get them somewhat flush, and put this gasket on. Now we're ready to throw this gasket on and close the door for the next 12 hours or so. They've been sitting out here in the sun, so they're probably way expanded more than they need to be. Oh, they are marked. Oh, weird. So the bottom pushes in, and then the rest of it glues on. So we just have to get a good seal on it. So let's push the bottoms in. All right, I get a rag and some acetone and wipe it down. That was the least amount of fun I've had in a while. Sorry I didn't film most of it. There was a lot of explicitives in there, and yeah, lots of swearing. The goo just gets everywhere, and the gaskets are never the right length. There's gaps on one side, too much on another side. It's just how it goes, unfortunately. But it is on there, and the door is slammed shut. We'll adjust the fitting after it's pressed in. Oh, there's some Freedom. Some, looks like F-18s. If you know, you know. Anywho, this door is closed and done. Let's do the hood hinge. Yeah, that sounds better than doing the other gasket right now. Yeah. Oh, and the door window, because I don't have these guards in here, the window dropped down into the door. That's cool. Yeah. What would a project be if it wasn't a pain in the ass? Okay. What we're gonna do here is just take the hood off. Now, so what we'll do is, I've got it marked here and here, so we'll take the hood off of this hinge over here, and I'll support it with a broomstick or something, keep it up and away, and then we'll take this hinge off the bottom, replace it with this one, and we'll have to do all kinds of adjusting, up and down, slamming, closing, moving, all that stuff. See how this goes. This hood's really hot also, by the way, in case any of you were wondering. All right, that should work pretty good, as long as that broomstick doesn't decide to dislodge itself. Let's get the rest of this. Junk. Newer junk. Woo, no! Where's the hole guy? Where'd it go? Oh man, these holes don't line up very well at all. That sucks. Cinch these up a little bit. Rhino go in. Nothing goes straight, ever. Oh man. Oh, cool. See you later. Wow, this hood is hot. So two of these do not want to go in. This hinge is probably from China. It's only 50 bucks. Pretty sure everything on LMC Truck's website, China.
China. China. China. China. China. China. China.
Straight up. Maybe we can push that over. Give it a try. Do all the rest of these so we can get that one in. Ow. What is going on? Tried to move on to something easier and it got harder. All right, this one still doesn't want to go in. I don't even know where that bolt went. Oh, it's down here. What? All right, let's run a tap through that guy. Yay. Alright, 3/8/16. This thing is so far up. I don't even know how to fix that. What a pain in the ass. Oh, no, I need that. Thank you. Got this rubber sealant all over myself. There is no substitute for quality parts. However, the problem is nobody makes quality parts anymore. It's all junk. All of it. All refurbished parts are junk. Just absolute trash. You can debate me on it all you want. It's the truth. See you later. Thanks for landing on my gauges. This is going splendidly. It's a beautiful day. Yes, yes, scratch it all. There we go. Just scratch it all up. Do it. Don't hold back. Oh, there's a puddle from the radiator. That's super weird. Wasn't expecting that. Just gonna clean all these up while we're in here. Yes, I just did tap out the nut on the brand new part because it's junk. Okie dokie. I'm gonna waller this out a little bit. Be right back. All right, one. I want you to look. I don't know if you can see it from over there. Let me bring you over here. This is what I'm fighting here. This is how far off the holes are on this refurbished part. None of them line up. You put one in down here, none of them line up. You put those two in, these two don't line up. Just absolute trash. We're gonna bend it into place and make it work. Adjusting this ought to be so much fun. Everything's bent out of position, so it's not going to want to slide up and down. Oh my God. Bear with me. I'll freak out.
I'm not gonna do what everyone thinks I'm gonna do. Flip out, man.
Okay, let's see if it needs to go up or down. Oh my goodness. So trash. See what we got. That's actually really good. This side needs to come down and then out just a tiny bit. This side is. See if it stays in that spot when we tighten it down. Nope, just moved. All right, well, we'll tighten the others. See what happens. Yeah, okay, all right. Still good over here. And it's down. By God, we got it. All right, that's done. Now back to seals again. Dang it. Well, I moved over in the shade because, well, the shade is way better. And it'll make putting this all together a whole lot easier. So we got to do the same thing over here. We need to take out this sail window. So we'll pop this cover off, drop this window down, take out this whole section, and hopefully not break this stem in here like we did on the other one, and then pull the gasket out and crank on it and all that stuff. And I'm gonna throw down a piece of paper or a tarp down here to catch all of this crap because it's gonna go in the gravel. That looks like crap. I'm gonna get started. Wee 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 ooh. Yeah, that's good. Right there's fine. Thanks. Okie dokie. Oh yeah. Picking up right where we stopped. Things breaking off, getting stuck. Back to life at this point, apparently. Hell yeah. Good, 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 good. I just scratched the bejesus out of my tent. Yeah. Brand new tent. Scratched from top to bottom. Yeah. Hell yeah. How's the song go? This is how we do it. Scratch our tent to death. Sha-na-na-na-na-na. Alright. That one is out. Now we just got to take this nut off without breaking the whole thing. And get that tarp. All this stuff's starting to break off everywhere. Let's take this off without breaking it, please. 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 Don't break. Sweet. That's a win. That's a it didn't break off win. Really, bro? There we go. Alright. Let's try not to scratch that. Clean all the crap out of this. See you in a minute. So this one went together a whole lot easier. I think I was a little bit more patient with this one. I tried to take the wing window out without taking out the channel on the other side, and I think that's where I went wrong. And I didn't get to see that the nut itself was not coming off very well. So in essence, the nut just cross-threaded and broke off the stem inside the window channel. It's a bummer. That's the way it goes. But we got it out good on this side and should be just fine. All right, let's get this thing in there. All right, sail window is in. Put this all back together. I don't want the window falling out like it did in that one over there. Real sad about this scratch here. Real sad.
Oh, would you look at this?
Yeah, well.
Would you look at that?
Yeah.
That is unfortunate. Right down the center of it. Brand new tin. Unfortunate. All right, cool. Let's start scraping all this crap off the outside so we can get black tar all over our hands again. And bam, all scraped off. Put some new rivets in up here. Get rid of the screws that were poking through, shaved them down, all cleaned up, ready for the gasket. First, the old lady made some chili mac, so I'm gonna go down that, go into a food coma for probably 30, 45 minutes, then I'll come back out here and lay this gasket on here and close the door for the night, then we'll adjust the brakes and everything tomorrow.
Yummy, yummy.
Just like the other side, we're gonna start in this corner, get this edge in and then drape it over, get this inner edge in and then we'll glue it all the way around. There was no slack down at the bottom on that side, lots of slack up top, so we got to keep an eye on that. Doesn't want to sit very well, but we're gonna make it. We are going to make it sit like a good boy right in there, just like that. Start with that spot, and then we'll go around. Where's the goo? The goo! Woke up in a new Bugatti. Yeah, this stuff is terrible, terrible, terrible. Charles Barkley, terrible. For that stringy reason right there. Terrible. Yep. And I'll sling glue up here. I don't want to go too far because it's for sure going to bite me in the butt in like length. For sure. Alright, okay. I'm going to keep going around. Round and round. Oh, it's closed. Ish. I had to really slam it to get it closed. The gaskets are really thick on the outside here, and it doesn't want to close, and the same with on the front over there. As you can see, it is in line, out of line, not touching up on the top here. So we've got some adjusting to do, but I'm going to leave this closed for a day and get those gaskets to stretch out and fit a little bit better so I can get this door adjusted and closed. Yeah, I hate doing gaskets. I absolutely hate doing weather stripping. Hate it. It never goes correctly. It's such a pain. But anyways, we'll let that sit overnight and we'll get back at it in the morning. See you then. Welcome back. It's the next day. It is a beautifully overcast day. In fact, it is actually sprinkling currently. No, this is not a bazooka. At least I don't think so. It's supposed to be the door or the window runs for the door. So we're gonna get over here under the shade, start pulling all this apart so we can put these window runs in. Also got a little horn. I don't know why it came in a little jewelry box, but some things are just better presented that way, I guess. I don't know. It's cool. I'll use it for something else, maybe some drill bits or some other thing I can figure out. But so we are here with this truck and these gaskets. Just, I don't know where these gaskets were made, but LMC. If you could not make them this thick on the inside, maybe they would actually be able to close and latch. As of right now, no matter how much it's adjusted out, I cannot get it to close and latch properly and still seal. It's so thick right here, it will not seal up here. It is literally, and it's solid rubber. It's not hollow, it's not squishable. It's just gonna have to get out here with like a hot knife or something and trim it down for the door to even be able to close. That's enough pessimism today. We got stuff to do. We are going to try and adjust the door a little bit so it's actually usable. Put the horn button in, fix the steering wheel, adjust the brakes, and just look over everything and make sure we're good to go. That way I can start working on the trailer, get that thing sanded and painted up. So while the weather is nice, let's dig into this thing. You were always on my mind. Scratch. Oh God, just hurts the soul. So sad. Okay, let's see what we can scratch today. Should be able, maybe, possibly, not for surely, just rip it out. That's what I'm thinking. Yep. These are 1000% from the 60s. Wow. Yeah. Something tells me the rest of it's still stuck down in there. Oh, it's actually like almost raining. Feels good. Feels real good. Oh, yep. It's still all in there. Yep. Okay. All right. Interesting. Oh! Ow! Oh, this thing is just going to annihilate. Oh, it chipped the top of the glass too? Martha Faulkner.
That's just sadness. So much sadness. Hurts. Hurts me right down inside, tell you what. Okay, let's open this guy up. Man, I don't think they put enough tape on the end of this. They drop it from outer space. Looks nice. Got that going for us. How come it's got a thing right there? What does that mean? What does it do? I presume these are the same part numbers. Yeah. All right. Probably should have done that. You were on my mind. Something tells me this is not gonna be as easy as my mind pictures it. Just saying. Okay, this is gonna go down in the door, and this is gonna bend around. Why come I have to bend it? I'm gonna bend it in the wrong spot. I don't like that I have to bend it. I don't like it at all, as a matter of fact. I do also have these gaskets in here. When I bought them the first time, I bought too many, so I had a double set. So when I ripped these ones out, because they only come out by being ripped out, I have spares. So we're good on that. All right, let's see what kind of damage we can do. It's got a creased spot here. I'm assuming that is for the door seal coming over. Okay, all right. This isn't exactly going into any type of track because it's not bent around. Okay, all right, we're doing something. Bend right here, right here. Just bend it. It's just gonna bend. Scary. I don't want to screw up the bend. I'll just go for it. We're going for it, guys. Who's done these? And was it this scary for you too? It's like spreading, bending, not the way you want. I don't like it. I don't like it at all, as a matter of fact. It's like bending an exhaust pipe. It's not exactly bending how one would want it to. Okay, all right. Oakley dokley. See if we can get this in the window track. You were on my mind. Okay, all right. Cool, man. Doth appear this bend is not appropriate. No! There's no way that's all clipped in. That is, look how far it's sticking out. Come on now. Who makes these parts? Oh my goodness. No flashlight? That's okay. This is just, oh my goodness. What on earth? I'm gonna stop complaining, even though I paid money for this. I'm gonna stop it. It's all right. It'll go in. It looks, I'll show you here in a second. It works. Works well. It doesn't look good. That may be some finagling on my part. Yeah, maybe I can make it look good. Okay, let's get in here and take a look. So I'm not excited about this gap, and there's no way to get it closer. It's just too tall. The window fits in there great. Sure, I'll get used to this, and maybe, oh yeah, nope, the factory one doesn't look like that, so maybe I'll just get used to it. But the bend, it's not great, and then it's too tall here and it wants to suck up, so I've been bending it around to get it in. It's just, it'll be all right. It'll work better than it did with the factory one, because factory one didn't have any gasket at all. So that's it, I got it all out. I'm done complaining. It looks fantastic. I've never seen anything better than this right here.
All right, now to put these inner pieces in here. I don't have this gasket, and nobody seems to sell it anywhere, so that'll be all right. We've got enough seal in here. Even though there's a giant gap down in here in this gasket that you can see sunlight from this side, you know, it is what it is. You know, I really am truly hoping that we get some of this trade turned around and stuff like that. Maybe get some of these products made back over here, because man, the quality is just, and it's not like I'm going cheap and getting it from somewhere just because it's cheap. There's literally only a couple places at all that do any of these gaskets. So you're kind of stuck with whatever they produce, and they're just all produced out in Asia somewhere. It's just not great. Hope it gets better. All right, and then these are the they go down in here, keep the window and the gasket and the air blowing. I had a lot of trouble with these when I first put them in there. They also don't fit very well, and they are also from LMC. Let's see what we can do this time. Ow! You were on my mind. Oh, there we go. Just not a lot of room in here to get this down in her, you know? Oh, that went a whole lot better than it did last time. Like it, I like it. Yes. I like it. Looks pretty good. This door is cracking right here. It's unfortunate. Just old, rattling, flexing is what it is. Maybe at some point we can get a little tack weld on there in that spot, keep it from spreading. All right, that's the inside. Let's walk around to the outside. You were on my mind. I don't know why I can't get that song out of my head, even though the name of the song is on my mind. Oh no. Why come you not go back? Okay. All right. Screwdriver. Hello? Nope. Knife. What are we hanging up on? What is it? I don't understand what's happening here. Scratching the bejeebus out of my truck. Oh, no. Just get in there. Why? Oh, man. That's why we have so much trouble with these things. Come on, man. Really? Really? Woo. The wind coming through is chilly. Not the good kind. There we go. There she goes. Let's see if the window will roll up. Oh, it's tight. That'll loosen up some. As it sits, that'll loosen up. It's a tight fit. Ain't no wind getting through there. Gonna vacuum this crap out. See if this hinge will move in a little bit. Put some glue up on this because I never glued this side. I was trying to get it to stretch so I could get it down in there. Slam this door and leave it for a month after I put this horn button in. I'm gonna have to take Scrappy, go get some more glue, some glizzu for Rizil. Sipping on some scissor. Sipping on some scissor. Okay. So this horn, boop, 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 boop. It's just a little guy. It's cute. It's gonna go in this position here, which used to be the hazard light, but it'll pop right down in there. We'll just run to the factory relay under the hood, and this worked at one point and then it just stopped working. I replaced the contacts and springs and stuff like that, and it just doesn't work, so we're just gonna get rid of it and put this button in. That way we can honk at the peeps as we're passing by, and or if somebody cuts us off. Because the universal read between the lines gesture only gets so much attention. They have to be making eye contact. So you get the horn and then they give the universal gesture. Oh, gonna have to widen her up just a teensy weensy bit. I know, I'm gonna start drilling on this dash. Some of y'all freak out, but that's okay. It's for the best. It's not like I'm cutting a radio hole in the dash or anything like that. So, you know, just give it a little. There it is. Oh, that looks really good. That looks really good. Blends in nicely. I think it looks really good. What do you guys think? Let me know. Beep, 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 beep. Flows well right next to the phone holder. Also need to figure out why this 12 volt's not working. Probably have to bypass that. All right. Horn button's in, it's wired up. I had to totally bypass the relay and everything else under the hood. No matter what I hooked up, the relay would not work. Even when I ran power directly to it, the relay would not activate. You could hear it trip, but it wouldn't send power to the horn. Every single relay that I have apparently does not work, so I'm not sure what that is all about, but we're fused power to the horn and she works. Sounds a little bit like a Model T, but that's kind of cool. It goes with the truck. I don't have a high. There's only the one, the low. So maybe we'll get a high at some point, but I'm not too worried about it. Anywho, I also fixed the cigarette lighter so it's not sparking at me and going out and everything else like that. Appears it was just a bad ground on the back side. So that's fixed as well. Now we got power. It's charging my phone, doing all the things. It's good over here. Now I'm just gonna run to the store, get some more weather stripping glue, and then we'll go back over to that door over there. Actually, I gotta finish gluing this one here. It's gonna be a pain, but let's just run to the store real quick, grab that, and I'm gonna run to the store. I'll be back.
Woke up in a new Bugatti.
Aha, Coach Ma'am, the gift that keeps on giving. I was putting this horn together, finish up the wiring down here, and I was like, hey, maybe there's a high on that one. Went over there, sure enough, it had a horn, ripped it off, threw it on here. Now we got a high and a low. People are gonna know we're coming. They're gonna know to get out of our way. And, well, I mean, it's just basically gonna cause people to flip me off. But you know what? I've got a horn now. Look out. All right, I think we're gonna cut it off here today. Horns are in, horn button works, it looks great. The door run is in, works, everything works on that side. Door just needs a little bit more adjusting. We got the 12 volt working for the cigarette lighter. Again, horn works. Yeah. And I didn't hook any lights up to it because I didn't want this blue LED blasting me in the face. But we'll clean all this up. I couldn't put that side in. Zeus! I couldn't put that side in for the door run yet because I'm waiting on the post for this sail window. It's on my finger. What is that? Oh, spider web. Anywho, couldn't put the door run in for that because I need the post for this, I'm waiting from LMC for it to show up because that sail window is going to have to come back out, and then we'll put the door run in after I get everything put back together. And then we'll be done with that. That's not going to show up tomorrow, but tomorrow we are going to do the brakes, and we're going to check all the fluids and reconnect the emergency brake and adjust it and all that business. And everything is working great with this fuel tank, the fill up here and all that business. If you're new to this, it's got a 40-gallon with the fill up through this tank, which I thought was a really cool idea, and glad it turned out as well as it did. So tomorrow. So tomorrow we are going to finish all that stuff up. I may put some hooks behind the seat here for the tool bag and stuff like that. I don't know yet. We'll figure that out later. But yeah, so tomorrow we'll get on the brakes, try and finish this thing out. Let me know if you guys want me to do a video on refurbishing that trailer or not. You guys didn't really like the video of me re-welding it and such, so let me know if you would actually like to see me sand it down and recoat it or paint it or whomever. I'm probably going to put some brakes on it too, but for today, we're done. See you tomorrow. Welcome back again. Sorry this is cut up into so many pieces. I'm having to do it. Having to do this a couple hours a day. That's all I got the time right now, so it's kind of jumbled and here and there and everything else. Good news is, got new shoes, new kicks for the tow pig. That'll be good for the trip. Also got some new tires for the trailer, which is still on jack stands because I ordered up some new brakes for it. They were enough to stop the tires from free spinning, but as soon as the trailer was on the ground, it added no resistance at all, so I just ordered some new brakes. They're really only like $150 for brakes, 10-inch brakes on these things. It's the magnet style that push the pads out. That's all it is. Super simple, waiting for those to show up, and then we'll get the wheels and tires back on that so I can get that bed off, which is also another issue. We bought that for Oscar. For those of you that are not familiar, that's Oscar. He's our LS swapped C20 with a utility bed that we picked up. We found it in a dirt field with weeds growing up all around it and got it started and drove it home. Yanked out the 350, threw in the LS. It's had its problems, but now it's good. We were gonna short bed convert that frame and throw that short bed on. However, that is an 8,700 pound frame, essentially a 1-ton frame on that C20, and there's no kits for it. I don't have a frame jig and I don't have the time to measure it all out to cut it down. So we're leaving that long bed, still gonna lower it. We just need to find a long bed for that. We'll throw this short bed on Colonel Sherbert. If you're not familiar with that truck, it's way back at the beginning of the channel. We haven't done anything with it. The 454 that's sitting on the floor in the shop is supposed to go in there. It's on the list of things to do, just not a priority. Anywho, it didn't have a bed and it's already short bed converted, so we were gonna put that short bed on it, find a long bed for this guy, and then I'll call it a day. However, I've got it over here and I took Scrappy over to the shop because we're gonna put a 4L60 that I got sitting on the floor in here in there and get rid of the Turbo 400. Why would you do that? Because I don't have enough horsepower to necessitate a 400, and this thing spends most of its time on the highway, so having the 4L60 until it blows up is just a good idea, and then we can throw in a 4L80. So 4L60 is going in that guy whenever we take this bed off. Gonna sell that bed. It doesn't work. Somebody will make it work. The Tommy lift, pump is seized. Anywho, those doors have been closed on Earl for about 3 or 4 days now. Getting the seals to squish. They are still super spongy, still super hard to close the doors. It is what it is. But I need to pull it into the shop, get the brakes taken a look at. They're pretty soft, and all they do, they just need adjusted out. There's no self-adjustment on these guys, so they just need adjusted out. We're gonna do that today. And still waiting on the parts to show up for the sale window. Not sure what that's all about, but it is what it is, and that's just my motto for the day. However, I'm going to take a look at this swamp cooler because it's not blowing very hard, and I think it's because the divider is down. It's 307 degrees already. Works. It works. Works. All right, water. So this door, it's gonna be tricky. So we got this gap here. It touches, actually starts binding right about there. So it's not this gasket at all. It's this one in here, and it's really hard to see through this crack, but gasket makes contact on the inside. Man, that's gonna be really hard for you guys to see. Anyhow, it makes contact right here and pushes in on this point right here. So it's binding right there. Right there is where it starts to bind. And then you gotta push through it to slam the door to get it to close. And then, on top of that, this latch is just a yittle wore out. Just a yittle. It's not supposed to do that. Whew, need some oil, too. But all the teeth are wore out, all the way around. And I looked at getting another one, $140. That can wait. It closes. Then this door, oh yeah, nice. No movement. It is right there where it's supposed to be. Ratchets to the next one, nice click. Good to go. And it free spins when you push in the lever. Nice, solid close. Those gaskets are pretty much good to go. I might suck in this striker a little bit more. Whoop. All right, hopefully that didn't scratch the tint. Sweet. Anywho, this side's good to go. We'll just move that striker in just a little bit, compress the gasket just a little more, GTG. Okay, so what we're gonna do down here with the brakes is that since this is a full float, what we'll do is we won't even take the tire off. We're just gonna jack it up, undo the axle, and we'll free spin the tire, adjust the brake shoes from the back, call it a day. And we'll do the same thing with the other side, and then you just throw a little goop on the axle itself, bolt it back up, good to go. It has an O-ring, but it always helps to throw a little goop on there rather than slinging oil everywhere when you don't know you wrecked the O-ring. And then the front is just jacking it up, spinning, and then adjusting that way. And that'll get us back some pedal. And I think we'll be good in that aspect, and we can move on to other things. One side is jacked up much higher than the other side. That'll save us some problems with draining oil everywhere. Got my Hoochie Daddy shorts on today. Been getting catcalled all day. There we go. Come on out, drain all that oil. Nothing, see? That's why you tilt it. Nada. That's why you ain't got no pedal. Ain't got no proper English. I'll allow it. Okay, let's get under there and adjust and spin and adjust and spin. I can't ever remember which direction is tight, which one's loose. That kind of sounds like metal on metal. I don't like it. I don't like it. Doesn't sound right. We're gonna pull this tire off, pull this hub and drum off, see exactly what's going on under here. Yay! Dang it! That looks pretty good. A little warped. Pads look decent enough. Okay, all right. I'm not gonna mess with all that. Yeah, that adjuster ain't doing nothing. It's not a hook to anything. Cable is missing or something. Spring or whatever. There we go. Fixed. It just came off. You guys looking at my thighs? Freaking weirdos, man. Good to go. Sling some goo on the inside of this, bolt that back up. All right, back brakes are done. Let's flip it around. See if we can get at the fronts. To the front, to the front, to the side, to the side. Now slide, that slide, and dip, dip. We'll add tension the belt to the list of things. Ooh. Last night, I think of you. You guys remember the new hinge, right? It was only beginning of this episode like a week and a half ago or something. Anywho, need to move this over some too. Now that we've adjusted all this and the hood fits perfectly, it wants to hit on this side. So, tension belt, move hood latch, front brakes, check ATF, change oil. Man, it just keeps growing. Hello? Now the fronts are not so easy to adjust. The whole hub is one piece. The drum, the hub, everything one piece. Studs are pressed into the hub and the drum. So, just gonna spin the wheel. We'll turn it, we'll spin the wheel, and then we'll just listen, and I'll adjust it from underneath. And if I remember correctly, down towards the tire is tight. At least that's what the back's were. Yeah, that belt's pretty loose. We'll tighten her up. Feels like it's got some drag. Can't hear nothing though. It's only dragging on the warped spot. Yeah, that'll do. Yep, this is all fresh grease, all fresh. All right. Belt on these is relatively easy to adjust, unless you drop the wrench. Just scooch that alternator over, good to go. Well, it doesn't appear to be getting much tighter. We're not at the end of the road down here, are we? We are. That's it. That's all we got. Might have to take these underdrive fellers off. Well, ain't that a... So, that's a bummer. Could get a smaller belt, I suppose 1 inch. It's good to have an extra anyways. So we'll do that. We'll get a new belt, call that good, move on. What size is this one? 9425, 25. Good morning. Back again. Like I said, I only got a couple hours a day to really knock this thing out, but we got our parts for the sail window. We got some parts for our sail window, so we're gonna fix that real quick. We can throw the rest of the gaskets in there, and that door and window and everything can be done. All that stuff can be put back together on the inside. Done. Still need to do the oil change, get a new belt, and straighten the steering wheel, fix the seat. All that still has to happen today, so might as well get started because I don't have a watch on, but I know I ain't got time. Alright then. Just a little goo in here. Oh, jeez. All right, we'll let that sit in there forever. Those seals will suck in. That is it for that door. It is good to go. All right, I'm gonna put the rest of this back together. Dang it, scratching it. So, doors are all put back together. I didn't put the bottom plate back on that door over there. I've got a striker plate and new lock cylinders that I'm gonna put in. They haven't shown up yet, but we're not gonna do that here. So, this is the seat issue. It's not locking in because there's no spring on this lever to get it to pull back and lock like that. Now the seat is locked. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and find a spring or some sort of bungee cord or something to hook that bad dog up and make sure it locks into place. And voila, little bungee cord to the rescue. So pulls, unlatches, let go, locks in. Sweet, done. All right, so what we gotta do now is straighten this steering wheel because it's this far off and it's annoying. And I have a tendency to want things to be straight, so we're straightening it out. I also got, it's coming with the striker, got the sound deadening or like a thermal blanket for the inside of the roof. Obviously it's gonna be a minute before it gets here, but I'm throwing that sucker on before we go on this trip. Because Indio last year at 110 degrees, woo, 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 woo. Not as exciting as it sounds, tell you that much. I've had this steering wheel off about 11 times, so it should come off pretty easily. And come off. Boop, just like I knew that it would. I honestly hope this steering wheel lasts forever. I think it's almost like a patina itself on the steering wheel is super cool. And the original steering wheel was super cool, so. That looks good there. Slap her down. I'm only gonna do her finger tight because I wanted to drive it and see where we're at so I can pop it on and off and make sure we're in the right spot. That's how you do it. Okay, all right. We'll see if that's a good spot after we get done with everything else. So at this point, I'm gonna run to the store. I'm gonna grab the oil that we need and the filter and the fan belt. That's just about all we got left on here. I still gotta move this latch over, but that's about it. We've run through this entire thing. We'll check the ATF when we get back, but I do have fluid for it, so I'm not worried about it. Let's run to the store, grab that stuff, come back and finish it off before it gets way too hot in here to even function or think. Oh, yeah. All right. So I'm going to jack up the front of the truck pretty much as high as I possibly can. It has a saddle, not really, yes, kind of a saddle oil pan. So there's a front and a back, and the back is lower than the front, holds more than the front. On Mustangs, they have a plug on the front and a plug on the back, and you take them both out and drain both sides. On these pans, they don't. So all that oil that's sitting in the front just sits there with the oil change and contaminates the rest of the oil when you put new oil in. So I'm going to jack it up as far as I can go. There's still going to be some in there, but if I can get as much of that contaminated oil or that dirty oil out and down to the pan, the better we are, less chance of contaminating the new oil. So I'm going to jack it up as far as it'll go and drop this oil. Whee! It's all drained out, and let's throw this plug back in. We can change this filter. Also, there's a drip, and the entire oil pan, transmission, everything from here back has got oil on it. So I traced it all the way up to this oil filter, and this little relocation here, it's for the motorhome to clear the cross member, and it works great on this truck. But you see that drop down there on the ground right below it? There is a plug on the back side of this that is wet. So I'm going to pull that plug out after we get this transmission. It's very similar to this plug here, but on the back side. I think for maybe like a cooler or something else or whatever else they want to hook to it. But that plug I think is dripping, so we're going to undo it and put some thread sealant on it and throw it back in there, and that should get rid of that drip and all the mess, everything behind it. Hold it down. Wow, that was unexpected. Rice cooking in the microwave. Got a 3-day beard I don't plan to shave. I'm a-doing all right. All right, a whole lot of crap stuck down in here. Not exactly sure what it was. Anywho, looks like pieces of gasket or something. We'll get it figured out. This is the one that's leaking, or we assume it's leaking. So I'm just gonna pull all of those plugs out, re-gasket them, throw them back together, call it a day. So that's all back in there. What's going to be interesting now is getting some of this oil out of this 2.5 gallon container into this oil filter. So is it still appropriate to prime these things, or is that a thing of the past? Let me know down in the comments. They build oil pressure pretty fast, but I mean, you know, the amount of time it might take to fill that thing. Are you starving, bearings? I don't know. You tell me. I am going to tell you, however, that I think it's worth it and doesn't hurt. Even if it's just enough, just a little bit, something gets squirted out the other side while it's filling up. In you go. Fill her up and then oil change is done. Now that we got that oil filled up, let's throw this belt on. We should be good to start it. Check the oil again. Whee! All they had was a greenback. And for those of you that know, man, they are really proud of those greenbacks. I'm gonna be broke after this, like broke. All my money. Please don't slip and smash my knuckles. Please. Ooh, it's pretty tight. Might loosen it up a little bit. I don't know. Well, pretty tight. I think I'll loosen it just a teensy weensy bit. See where that gets us. Fire this sucker up. Don't want to spill that everywhere, so we'll get rid of that. Fire and hole. Oil pressure at 80 pounds. I guess it wants all the oil pressure. It's a good pump in this engine though. Check that transmission fluid over there. Be good. Smells good too. All right, shut it off, let it sit for a second, and I'll double check the oil level. We'll take her for a rip. Almost forgot I needed to move this. Wow. That's not what I wanted to do. See what that gets us. Oh yeah. Yeah, girl. Test drive. going to be quite a few people that are like, why are you taking that truck on a Hot Rod Power Tour? It doesn't have power steering, doesn't have AC, and it's got a 3-speed, screams on the highway. Well, this truck drives amazing. It is so easy to drive. You just sit here, barely grip the steering wheel, and it goes exactly where you tell it to go. It's not a crazy rough ride. It's super relaxing. It does get hot, but it's not intolerable. The other side of that is like, well, why don't you take Scrappy or Oscar? They both have air conditioning. Well, that's true. Oscar rides like a stagecoach, and it shakes like crazy. One of the wheels is bent or something like that. It also has a 3-speed. It's got a turbo 400 in it. So you're not gaining anything other than air conditioning in that aspect. And then Scrappy. Scrappy is a car that you have to drive. You can't just relax in the car. You're constantly correcting, constantly watching. It's just not a relaxing vehicle to drive or cruise in. It would be a real pain in the arse, sitting in traffic behind 6,000 other cars going to the Hot Rod Power Tour too. So this truck is perfect for it. I love this truck. So easy to drive, so comfortable. It's just a good old truck. I'm excited to go on the trip. Steering wheel is almost perfect, so we'll head back around. Everything looks good, everything is fine. And as soon as I get this door figured out, it won't be so windy and noisy in here, but let's head back over there, finish this thing up. Well, that is going to do it for this episode. I got pretty much everything I wanted to get done. I think this thing is ready to go. Actually, no, there's one more thing that I wanted to do. Much better. That sucker was faded. And if you're gonna have pride in something, make sure it looks good. That's gonna be it. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you check out all my merchandise that helps pay for all this stuff, and it's gonna help pay for this trip, because man is it expensive. I'm not even going to start counting it until afterwards because I might cry. Again, thanks for watching. As always, have fun.